Eric Adams, it turns out the charges against him are quite severe. The charges are all about him taking about $100,000 in secret benefits, including free flights on a Turkish airline and luxury hotel stays for about a decade. According to the Wall Street Journal, he tried to cover up the perks, including by creating fake paper trails and deleting messages with staffers involved in conduct. The prosecutor said he faces 5 felony counts, including for bribery, fraud, and soliciting a contribution by a foreign national. Well, the DA in this case, Damian Williams, U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, he said it was a multi-year scheme to buy favor with a single New York City politician on the rise, Eric Adams. Here was the U.S. Attorney explaining.
But as we allege, year after year after year, he kept the public in the dark. He told the public he received no gifts, even though he was secretly being showered with them.
Now, obviously, the real problem here is that Eric Adams did it the wrong way. If you're going to do it the right way, you have your son go to foreign countries and shower him with like millions and millions of dollars. And then you have him pay half your family's bills, according to his text messages. And then it's totally untraceable and uncoverable. And nobody notices. And it's all fine. And you're the president of the United States right now. So he just did it wrong, Eric Adams. He did it the dumb way. Now, the reality is, I do wonder about the valuation of these gifts. And they were suggesting that he was staying at hotels in Turkey that cost like tens of thousands of dollars a night. Are there tons of hotels in Turkey that cost tens of thousands of dollars a night? Eric Adams makes the case this is a targeted prosecution, that basically he's being singled out. And 2 things can be true at once. 1, he can have engaged in some bribery, some light bribery. And 2, it's also true that probably half the politicians in America have engaged in precisely the same thing. Here's Eric Adams.
I think you need to ask the federal prosecutors who gave the directive in the orders. I don't know, but we should ask them who gave the directive in orders that we're going to take on and create this group of lies. They have the answer to that question.
Apparently, at the request of a Turkish official who helped provide luxury travel, Adams in 2021 helped facilitate the opening of a 36-story Turkish consular building without a fire inspection. Well, that's a biggie. He also stopped associating with a community center affiliated with a political movement that was hostile to the Turkish government. Apparently, the relationship with Turkish officials dates back to 2015, when he took 2 official trips to the country that were paid for by the Turkish consulate and others. Unlike subsequent travel by Adams, both of those trips were properly reported in mandatory financial disclosure forms as an elected city official, and he enjoyed free perks on at least 7 trips overseas, according to prosecutors. He accepted 3 free business class tickets and a heavily discounted stay at the Bentley Suite at the St. Regis Istanbul. Right now, there is a war going on in the Middle East. Israel is attacking Hezbollah. They are in southern Lebanon doing amazing work, but it's not just the Israeli army doing that. It's also the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. They're not just talking, they're acting. They're on the ground providing bomb shelters, emergency supplies, and financial relief to families in distress, but they're not stopping there. As we approach the 1-year mark of October 7th, the fellowship is launching something extraordinary. They're partnering with over 230 organizations across America for the Flags of Fellowship campaign. Here's what's happening. On October 6th, thousands of Americans will plant Israeli flags in their churchyards. Each flag represents a victim, a life cut short. It's a powerful visual tribute that sends a clear message. We remember, and we will never forget. This isn't just about remembering the victims. It's about honoring the heroes, praying for those still held hostage, showing the world the unwavering support of Christians for Israel and the Jewish people. Now, I know many of you are asking, Ben, how can I help? Well, let me tell you. You can be part of the Flags of Fellowship, too. There's a tremendous need for food and basic supplies for evacuated families trying to survive in communities impacted by the ongoing war. A missile from Yemen just fell in Tel Aviv last night. That's why I'm asking 1,200 of my listeners today to make a gift of $100 to help provide emergency food boxes for a displaced family in Israel. Israel needs our support now more than ever, so here's what I need you to do right now. Go to benforthefellowship.org. That's benforthefellowship.org. Let's show the world that when Israel is under attack, we don't back down, we step up. Remember, benforthefellowship.org. God bless and thank you. Apparently, he'd fly the Turkish airline because of the free tickets, even when it wasn't convenient. I mean, this is the dirty secret about politicians. Very often, the corruption is, in fact, penny ante stuff, like truly penny ante, which is why it's so breathtaking what Joe Biden did with Hunter Biden. The only thing that could make the story of Eric Adams' scandal funnier is if Matt Walsh had been there to document it. If you haven't seen Matt Walsh's new movie, Am I Racist? You really need to. And then you need to get the all-new Am I Racist party game. Yes, there's a game. It's now available at dailywire.com/shop. Explore the wonderful world of diversity, equity, and inclusion as you and your friends do the work to figure out where y'all are in your anti-racist journeys. Challenge stereotypes. Have hot debates with over 200 cards to keep the party going. Ages 18 plus. Go to dailywire.com/shop to get Am I Racist, the game today. Well, it turns out there are a bunch of funny things in this particular indictment. Apparently, there was a text exchange between one Turkish entrepreneur who is referred to in the indictment as the promoter, who spoke with one of Eric Adams' staffers about a scheme to funnel money from that person to the Adams campaign. The staffer was skeptical and thought it could cause a problem. Apparently, Adams then surprised him by giving him the go-ahead. Apparently, also, he agreed with a staffer that their communications should be for their eyes only, and they should delete all messages that were sent. It's pretty penny ante, amateur kind of stuff. That doesn't mean, however, that it's not damaging to Eric Adams, which, of course, it absolutely is. All I will say is that if we are going to ferret out corruption in the halls of power, I think we should probably also take a look at Nancy Pelosi's sale of stock. How many times can Nancy Pelosi make a killing on the stock market based on the inside information, allegedly, she has in Congress? According to Fox Business, Nancy Pelosi is receiving attention once again due to her husband's stock trading, this time over her spouse unloading Visa shares a few months before the federal government sued the company. Apparently, Paul sold 2,000 shares of Visa on July 1st for at least $500,000. And then a few months later, the DOJ filed a lawsuit against Visa. The amount of corruption, the sort of casual corruption that goes on at the highest levels of government in the United States is pretty astonishing. I mean, I will say it's less than other countries, but it's still pretty bad. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.